it's not an all or nothing approach. The problem with the scheme lies is if it doesn't provide a level playing field to political parties.
In a given...
Second, Mr. Solicitor, your argument that, look, if you were to strike down this scheme, you will go to a situation which had existed prior.
Look, can I...
I'll just you can deal with it in your own course. That would not be valid in itself for the reason that we are not precluding the government from coming out with a transparent scheme or a scheme which has a level playing field. The purpose of ensuring that electoral funding relies less and less on the cash component and more on the accountable component. It's of course, it's work in progress. We are completely with you. There's no difficulty. We are completely with you that this is a problem which economies, democratic societies are grappling with. But the point is not that, it's not an all or nothing approach. The problem with the scheme lies is if it doesn't provide a level playing field to political parties, and B, if it suffers from opacity, as the argument for the other side is. This is not to prevent the legislature or the executive from coming out with a scheme which deals with these deficiencies.
Confidentiality goes.
No, it may be that the confidential, we are not saying what it should be. That's no part of our function.
That's not.
That's not a part of our function. But, and two very important things. Maybe the earlier scheme failed. Maybe it didn't get you as much of white money into the electoral funding as you would otherwise have liked to do. But look at the safeguards in the scheme, in the earlier provisions. A cap on how much of your net profits you can contribute. One.
I have an answer to that.
Two, a disclosure within your own accounts and therefore to your shareholders that this is the political party to whom we are contributing. What we are now doing is that in the effort to bring in white money into the electoral process, yes, essentially we are providing for an information hole.
Can I respond?
That is the problem. The question that the motive may be perfectly laudable, no question about it. Question is whether you have adopted means which are proportional, or do the means meet the test of Article 14?
I take it, my lords.
Yes.
So that I am not discouraged, that your lordships are just putting to me what is their contention.
Obviously, that's why I am hearing you. Our views are never final until the last word in the case.
I know that, my lord, at 3 o'clock, my lord, it's too much of a seriousness, my lord. I wanted to break that seriousness.
Mr. Solicitor, our word is the last word, actually only when the judgment
is delivered. I know, I know.
In fact, even after arguments conclude, we are all involved in parleys and discussions between ourselves. Formally
confer. This was just, my lord, to break, my lord, that aura of seriousness.
And us putting questions is getting...
To get the answers. I understand, my lord. I have appeared before your lordship on hundreds of times. I'm just on the lighter side. I wanted to, my lord,